Welcome back to Backyard Science. My name is Liz, and today we're going to be talking about dogs. So this video is going to be split into two sections. I'm going to introduce the topic, and then Nikki will finish it up in her video. So today we're going to talk a bit about the history of dogs and look at my two dogs and see what traits they have that trace back to both their ancient ancestors and the relationships with humans that caused them to change over time. Where do Canis lupus familiaris, or dogs, come from? How did they become man's best friend? The descendant of wolves, dogs were domesticated over 15,000 years ago. While there is still much debate about how precisely wolves evolved into dogs, we do know that from the very beginning, dogs were helping humans to hunt, herd livestock, and protect their homes and families. Along with dogs, another familiar face evolved from wolves, the coyote. Common to our area, coyotes, along with dogs and wolves, are all closely related and share many traits. Physically, wolves are much larger than dogs, as male wolves can reach up to 6.5 feet in length and weigh 180 pounds. Wolves have heavier skulls, with more rounded ears and a broader nose than dogs. Those puppy dog eyes we find just so adorable in our pets is unique as well, as wolves do not have the muscle in their foreheads that would allow them to move their eyes and eyebrows to achieve the effect. Behaviorally, despite being shown as aggressive in TVs and movies, wolves are actually very shy, and they prefer to run from humans rather than attack them. Dogs, and this is true for individuals and not breeds as a whole, do not have the same instincts, and some dogs can be very aggressive to other dogs and humans. Both dogs and wolves rely on communication to convey danger, invite play, and much more with their pack mates. Also, dogs and wolves share the need for social interaction. It is an important aspect of a healthy lifestyle for them. To explore the relationship between dogs and their ancient ancestors, I'm going to look at both of my two dogs to see what traits they share with wolves and what might have been bred into them by humans. So this is my first dog, Yuri. She's 10 years old, a lab fox terrier mix. Yuri is very stubborn and quite persistent, so she will typically win toys from her sister simply by outlasting her, and she gets pretty pleased with herself when she does. So you can't hear her, but Yuri will actually bark at Tala to initiate play. Usually this is enough to send Tala into a little bit of a frenzy, and Yuri will just pretty calmly watch while Tala burns off some energy. Nonverbal communication is also big for dogs. Here, Yuri and Tala are not making any noise, but they both know the exact moment when play will begin. Here, Yuri is enjoying a nice little roll in the grass. So dogs will do this to mark territory, but also because they like the smell and they just want to be rubbed all over in that smell. Yuri has many traits that are left over from her wolf ancestors or were bred into her by humans. She's very stubborn and persistent, which is useful for wolves to hunt prey for long periods of time. She is vocal, so she frequently barks at Tala to invite her to play, but also when she thinks Tala is being bad. Yuri has webbed toes, as wolves do, to help her swim and walk on snow. This is common for dogs that were bred for hunting to help them retrieve animals from the water. Yuri is also very smart. She knows quite a few commands and other random words. Wolves are also known to be good problem solvers, so this trait is likely due to both her ancestral roots and human breeding. This is my second dog, Tala. She's 5 years old and a lab border collie mix. So I have a second video and we're just going to take a look at it as well and see what traits she has that also are related to her ancestors or might have been bred into her. So Tala has absolutely boundless levels of energy. She very rarely stops moving when she's outside, and she's constantly on the hunt for something to chase. Tala is also a very avid digger. I noticed that typically before she begins to dig in a particular spot, that she really will spend a lot of time sniffing near it. Tala also likes to stalk her sister Yuri, even though she's not quite sneaky enough to catch Yuri off guard. Tala also likes to stalk and attack the sprinkler. She likes to play with water in general just quite a lot, though I'm not really sure what exactly she's trying to accomplish here. We observed some behaviors from the video in Tala that are remnants from her wolf ancestors or were bred into her over generations to help humans. She is very energetic and athletic, which would help her to hunt prey, navigate terrain, and travel long distances. She's highly vocal. She likes to talk with people, especially when they enter a room or return home. She also will fixate and stalk people and animals, which is something more specific to herding dogs, as they needed to keep an eye on their herd and prevent wanderers, all without harming any of the animals. She also has an excellent sense of smell. This would be a trait both from her wolf ancestors and bred into her, as it would help to track either prey or animals lost from the herd. So that concludes my portion of the dog pet video. Nikki is going to take up the rest of it in her video, but I hope you enjoyed the chance to get to meet my dogs and learn a little bit more about man's best friend.